Hello everyone, and welcome to a new series that I have started on Norma's Diary called Money Talks. I'm sure you're going to enjoy this one. So today's episode 1, what we're going to be talking about in episode 1 is how to use the cash stuffing method and also how to use the zero-based budget together. In this Money Talks series, basically I'm going to be helping you manage your finances, because I know a lot of people are trying to get hold of their finances, but they just don't know where to start. They want to know the cash stuffing method, but they just don't know what to do, what to withdraw. Is it safe to withdraw money? All of those questions that you might have. What is a zero-based budget? I don't want to end up with just 0 rands in my account. There's a lot of uncertainty, so today I'm going to answer those questions. So I'm currently sharing the screen with you, and before we dive deep into what are we going to cover today, I want to announce that I'm officially doing a giveaway. So in order for you to enter into the giveaway, I've got a few notes over here for myself. In order for you to enter the giveaway and be a lucky winner of a wallet, so a wallet and a 52 envelope challenge, that is prize number 1. Prize number 2 is going to be just the wallet. Okay, and it comes with the envelopes as well as the budget sheet. In order for you to enter in the giveaway and be one of the 2 lucky winners, there's 4 main things you'll need to do. Number 1 is to subscribe to my YouTube channel and use your Google account, because I'll be able to check and see your name over there. Number 2 is to go onto the Instagram post about the giveaway, comment on it, tag your 3 friends. Number 3 is to share this on your story, your Instagram story, and that's how the giveaway will then kickstart, because I'll be able to add you onto the list of the people who have entered the giveaway. And then finally is to like the post and follow me on Instagram. Very simple, and I really hope you win, so good luck. So now let's get into the episode 1, which is what is a cash stuffing method and what is the zero-based budget. So I'm looking at my screen while I'm sharing it with you, because I will have to just see with my notes that I have on the side. Okay, so the cash stuffing method is a budget method that I use. You can ask yourself that, okay, I've been trying a lot of things, I've been using a lot of budget methods, but nothing has been working, which means trying this method, you have nothing to lose. And what's nice is that you have like a friend online that you can do this with, and hopefully it's going to help you like how it's helped me. So I started using the cash stuffing method and the zero-based budget method 2019. I'll show you my first video somewhere here. And I was doing it with my husband, and at that time I really just wanted to do something that was going to help us be able to manage our finances. But I tried a lot of different methods. I've tried the percentage method, where 30% of your income has to go into wants and etc., and 10% has to go into savings. But what doesn't make sense here is that your 10% and my 10% is not the same. So if I tell you 10% of your income must go straight into savings, but my 10% of my income is probably 3,000 Rand because I earn 30,000 Rand, but your 10%, because you earn 10,000 Rand, is only 1,000 Rand that goes to your savings. So maybe you're saying 1,000 Rand, it sounds good enough, but also what if 9,000 Rand is not enough for your bills? So basically I had to find a method that's going to work for me, a personalized method for me. And this is how the cash stuffing method and the zero-based budget work for me. There's 3 main things I want you to focus on before you start this method, before you even start budgeting at all, is to shift your mindset. How do you do this? Number 1 is to remove the negative mindset of what a budget is. A lot of people think budgeting is restricting. Budgeting means you cannot enjoy and spend your money on things that you have always wanted, because you have to restrict yourself and make sure a certain percentage goes into a certain category. But what I want you to change the name from budgeting, I want you to change it to money management, where basically you are learning how to manage your money. And that way it sounds more positive, it sounds more like you're in control and exciting. And also you look forward to see what is managing my money using this method going to do for me in 6 months even. So yeah, give yourself 6 months to manage your money. Number 2, I want you to get out of your comfort zone. So growth only happens when you're outside of your comfort zone. So I want you to basically be comfortable being uncomfortable. So what does this mean? When you try something new, it is uncomfortable. So if right now you had to go back to the gym and you haven't been to the gym in 6 months, which I'm talking about myself right now, it's going to be very uncomfortable. I might end up failing because I'm going to give up because it's uncomfortable. Your brain hates anything that feels uncomfortable to you. It is your brain's way of protecting you. So your brain doesn't know that you are uncomfortable because you are trying to better your future. Your brain just senses fear and uncertainty, and it wants to protect you by making you run away and escape and detach from whatever feels uncomfortable. So if you had to tell yourself, okay, I need to fast and pray, that means I'm fasting certain hours a day without eating, or I'm fasting meat, like how I'm currently doing the Daniel fast, your brain, that's uncomfortable to it. You end up failing and going back to what you are comfortable with. But then that's where you're not growing. That's where you stay stagnant. That's where things are not happening. So I want you to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. So the first step is learning how to budget, managing your finances, and removing some things from your finances, because you're going to realize that actually I cannot afford this. It's going to be uncomfortable, but it's going to help. Number 3, to shift your mindset, is to know your why. Why is this important to me? Why is budgeting and managing my finances important to me? So answering that question will help you be able to be okay with being uncomfortable, but also to want to manage your money more. So what is my why? So I'm going to give you some ideas of my why so that maybe you can look into your why and maybe it will match with my why, and also you'll have a way to structure your own why as well. Okay, so my why is freedom. I want freedom to enjoy my money. I want to be able to enjoy my money and not worry about debt and other things. My why is freedom to stop living from paycheck to paycheck. I am done with that lifestyle. I have lived paycheck to paycheck before, and I currently am still semi-paycheck to paycheck, but I'm slowly getting out of it. After I paid off my loan, I saw a little bit of freedom, but I still have some credit card debt that I'm trying to pay off. Which obviously, number 3, my why is to have freedom from debt. I feel enslaved, I feel trapped, I feel controlled, and I feel owned by someone else just because I own them. And the Bible does say as well, you must flee like a gazelle if you are feeling entrapped. So I feel entrapped right now, and my goal is to get out of debt, and my husband's goal as well. So together it's to be debt free in order to feel free when we get paid. We don't feel like we own someone. Even if I had to decide that I want to quit my job right now, but because I owe someone, I have debt, that's a decision I never want to make right now. So as you can see, it's limiting me, it's restricting me just because I have debt. Number 4, I want freedom to be able to retire early. I don't want to retire at 65. I don't want to enjoy life at 65. I want to be able to retire early. So I need to start making steps and moves now that are going to help me reach that goal. Another why of mine is I want freedom to travel whenever I want to. I don't want to ask for leave and wait for you to approve my leave or reject my leave, or decline my leave in order for me to travel and go out with my family. If my daughter's on holiday during the June holidays and I want to go somewhere with her, I don't want to ask for leave. I don't want to ask you for permission. So I want that freedom. So I need to start doing things that are going to get me out of feeling how I feel currently. And lastly, that we all want is that freedom from financial stress. You know what I'm talking about when you get paid and then you are already stressed because you know in 5 days I'm going to be broke because I have so much to take care of financially. Okay, so I just want that freedom from financial stress, and I don't want to look at finances in a stressful way. I want to look at finances in a positive way. I've made money, God has blessed me abundantly, and I'm thankful. Not that, oh my God, I'm so stressed. I don't want that. So in summary, my why is to have control over my time. The one thing that God has blessed us with is time. And what we have done is we have given our time to someone else to control us. So when you have debts, when you're working for someone, all of this means someone else is in control over your time. And the reason why you're okay with that lifestyle is because you need the money in order to be able to pay off debts or in order to be able to live. Okay, so that is my why, and it's a very strong why, as you can see, and I'm working really hard in order for me to achieve it. This is a little quote that I made that you can take with you as well, which is, the future of your finance is hidden in your budget. So how will you know how is your future going to look like financially, your investments, etc., is by looking at your budget. So your budget is an honest review of how your financial future will look like. Okay, so what is the zero-based budget? So take your income, minus your expenses, and it has to equal 0. Now you're probably thinking, I don't want to have 0 rands left in my account, Norma. What do you mean? How does this work? So basically, you're going to set your financial goals, and then your budget is going to be catered to your goals. So it doesn't matter what my budget is, because you have different goals from me. So you have to know your goals, and then your budget has to match your goals. If your budget is matching something else, it means you have different priorities to what your goals are. So you have to be able to be aligned with your goals in order as well for your mental health as well to be on point, basically. So if you are not managing your finances and you're struggling financially, mentally you're also going to struggle because you constantly feel like you are lacking something, and that is not a nice feeling. So what are money goals? So for example, if you have a look, my money goals are paying off debt. I want to be debt free like soon. I'm currently working on my credit card payments, and I can also show you how it's looking currently. I think I'm left with 11,800 rand. So I'm working really hard on that credit card, and also to save 10,000 rand for my emergency fund. That's just going to help me be a few months ahead on rent, but also I'm going to, once I get to 10,000, I will keep going for more, but 10,000 is my current goal right now. It's to invest for Skylar. So I do have shares and I do have investments. I just don't talk about it here just because I'm not a financial advisor. Things like that I cannot recommend and share to you. I'm not a professional financial advisor. So if you want to know more about investments, there's a lot of YouTube videos about it, but also you can be in contact with a financial advisor. I will share one share that I have, and I received a dividend today, so I have put that money into my emergency fund. So as you can see, I have shares at Sasol. I have other shares somewhere else as well, but I received a nice dividend this month as well. So every month something comes in, which I put it into my goals. And go on a honeymoon. So KB and I haven't had a honeymoon, unfortunately, due to financial reasons, and we don't have any stress about that. We're not going to put ourselves in more debts just because we want a honeymoon. So our goal is to save for that honeymoon when the time comes. So what do I mean by saying when the time comes? When we have officially paid off our debts, because our goal together is to be debt free, and then after that we'll start pouring into other luxury goals, which number one is that honeymoon. And lastly is to work from home. I know it's not like a money goal, but in order for me to be able to do that, because my job I cannot do that with my current job. It means I have to be financially okay to be able to leave my job and look for another job where I can work from home or run my business and my YouTube channel and whatever I have going on from home. So that's going to depend on my finances. Okay, so those are my goals. List your goals and start working towards them. This is my compass. This is my target. As you can see, the lady with the target there. This is what I'm headed towards. Anything that any decision that I make has to be aligned with this. If I make the wrong decision, then obviously I'm going to affect these goals. I'm going to stay in debts. If I use my money just for going out all the time, shopping, etc., it means I'm not going to get rid of debt, and that doesn't work because it doesn't align with my goals. Now that I've covered a zero-based budget and also setting your money goals to align with your budget, now let's talk about what is the cash stuffing method. So the cash stuffing method is categorizing your finances in different categories, which I'm going to talk about categories shortly. Also knowing what are your needs and your wants, and then prioritizing your needs over your wants. Using cash on hand, having that relationship, tangible cash. I had to ask myself, how did my grandma stay away from debt? How were they doing it in the olden days that they were not in debt? And the first thing is they were writing everything down on a piece of paper. So when you're going grocery shopping, you're writing everything down and you're intentionally spending your money. And number two, they were using cash. My gran used to withdraw money, put it in an envelope, and then she would take me and we'll go to Pick n Pay, we'll go shopping. And whatever she is spending she is buying and shopping, everything has to be able to match what's in the envelope. The amount has to be what is in the envelope. If it's more, she will then take out a cool drink or whatever she doesn't need and focus on what she needs and uses cash. So this is how I decided to go into the cash envelope method, because I realized that this works. This is what they used to do. It's just that now we have cards, electronic cards, that take away that relationship with finances. Even though you know that I budgeted 1,000 Rand today, but you know that in my card I have 3,000 Rand. So I'm just going to swipe away because I have the money. But it's actually not aligning with your goals, because you wanted to spend 1,000 and you wanted to spend that other 2,000 on something else, but now you don't have the 2,000 for something else, which means you're going to end up getting a loan, getting credit card in order to pay for that other thing, and now you get stuck in debt. And also lastly, with the cash stuffing method, there's something called sinking funds, which helps you be able to set goals for your future. So for example, the biggest sinking fund that everyone knows about that I use is Christmas sinking fund. Christmas is not going anywhere. We all know about Christmas, but Christmas is the holiday that we spend so much money on. We love Christmas, especially South Africa. Don't lie, you enjoy Christmas. You end up spending so much money because you get paid early, but then you realize that, oh my gosh, I spent so much money and now I don't have anything for January. So start saving for Christmas in January. What do I mean by that? You start taking baby steps, little chunks, little bite sizes of saving money. So saving 200 Rand a month for the next 12 months, you will then have saved. Let's go 200 times 12. You would have saved 2,400 Rand. Okay, so if you do have money, you have good enough money, and you save 2,000 for the next 12 months, it's 24,000 Rand on Christmas Day or Christmas season. Let me put it that way. Okay, so basically your money has a purpose. Every spending is intentional and it's important to you. I highlighted important to you because what's important to me might not be important to you. So for me, for example, doing my nails is important to me, but to you it might not be important. So you have to ask yourself what's important to you, because there is no stupid spending. There is stupid decisions, but there's no stupid spending, because what's important to you might not be important to me. Okay, so these are some of the budget categories that you can use for your budgeting. So under housing, you could have your rent or your mortgage, property taxes, home insurance, household maintenance, etc. Under transportation, you can have your fuel, so obviously your petrol, car insurance, car maintenance, public transportation, Uber, parking fees, car wash, anything under transportation. Under food, you can have your groceries, dining out, so eating out, deliveries, coffee, brunch, anything with food. Under utilities, you could have your electronic bills, your internet, your DSTV, water, all of that basically. Healthcare, you can have your health insurance, doctor's visits, medication that you need, vitamins and supplements, medical aid, dental insurance, dental fund, because dentistry is very expensive. So that as well. Under debt, you obviously know your debts, your credit card payments, if you have student loans, car loans, medical loans, personal loans. What else under debt? Shopping cards, the ones that you buy, store cards, those TFGs, Woolworths, etc. Under savings, you can have your retirement fund, your emergency fund, vacations, college savings, all your savings basically, saving for a car, whatever it is. Under entertainment, you can have any memberships that you have subscribed to, any like fun outings that you're doing with your friends or family, concerts, hobbies, events, gaming, etc. Personal care, you can have your toiletries, beauty, so salon services, clothes, shoes, accessories, massages, spa days, etc. And then obviously under pets and under children is also another one. Under children, you can even have like school fees, like how I have for Skylar. And under gifts is for like your birthdays, weddings. Don't underestimate birthdays. You end up spending so much on birthdays. I mentioned Christmas earlier, graduation, baby showers, engagements, anniversaries, all of those gifts. So yeah, those are the categories that you can use. But like I said, the budget is tailored to you, so you can add your own categories if you need to. Let's also dive deep into other things on the cash stuffing method, which we just covered your categories. So now let's have a look at your needs and wants. So if I had to ask you, what are your needs in your budget? Okay, good answer. I don't know what you said, to be honest. So these are some examples of needs. These are my needs currently and my wants. So my needs are rent, food, school fees, car, medical aid. There's other needs as well. I'm just showing you just my 5 needs currently. And my wants are eating out, Netflix, beauty, alcohol, and buying branded stuff like branded clothes. I don't have to carry a Country Road bag, even though I love them, but I don't have to. I can carry just a simple bag from H&M at a lower cost, and that's fine. So some other people's wants are also gym. You don't have to go to a gym to work out. You can work out from home. But you just have a look at your budget and ask yourself, what is your needs and what is your wants? So basically, a needs are something that you definitely need in order for you to survive, and wants are something that you will be fine without. You won't die without the wants. So yeah, let's talk about a budget using these 2 methods, the cash stuffing method and a zero-based budget. Now, if you take the cash stuffing method alone, it's fine. It will work for you. If you take the zero-based budget and not use cash at all, because I know some people don't like using cash, that's fine. It will work at all. You can use my spreadsheet and just do everything electronically. But when you take the cash stuffing method and combine it with the zero-based budget, magic happens. So magic happens when you combine these 2 methods. So you're going to focus on your needs, number 1. You're going to focus on your goals, number 2. And then you're going to focus on your wants, number 3. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to do an example of how to budget using this method. So I'm just going to bring you down to my table and let's do an example of a budget. What you will need is a pen and paper. if you have a BFF, you can use your BFF. We have some sheets at the back that are clear, that are dotted for you to use, so you can use that. But if you didn't do module 1 with us, in front here of the BFF, there is also an option for you to list your needs and your wants. So let's do this together. I'm gonna flip the camera down, so flip you down to my desk right now. Okay, let's get my other BFF. Okay, so I've got my other BFF. As you can see, it doesn't have my name. It's just it was my sample BFF, so I'm gonna use that. So over here, you've got your needs and then you've got your wants. But like I said, if you've already used this, because we started our modules at the beginning of the year, you can go to the back over here and there is a section for you to do your scribbling in your notes. Okay, so what are your needs and why? So how to do this budget example is, the first step is to write down your income. So there is 4 spaces here for 4 streams of income, or 4 incomes that contribute in your household. So it could be you, your husband, a tenant, your daughter, I don't know. I'm just making an example. It could be just you that have a lot of streams of income. So for now, we're just going to make an example for someone who has just 2 streams of income and they're trying to budget their monthly expenses. So income number 1 will be your 8 to 5 job. So I'm just going to write 8 to 5 over here. Income number 2 could be your side hustle. Let's say you are selling perfumes on the side, and you bring in money with that. So how much does your 8 to 5 bring in every single month? And let's say it brings in 13,000 Rand. And how much does your side hustle selling perfumes bring in every month? And let's say it brings in 4,000 Rand. Okay, so when do you get paid these amounts? And let's say for your 8 to 5, you get paid at the 1st of every month. So on the 1st of April, for example. And let's say for your side hustle, it's on the 15th of every month that you are going to put your money together and pay yourself. So now in total, what are you working with for the month? You're working with 17,000 Rand for your budget. Okay, so now we know 17,000 Rand is what we are working with. So now let's list everything that we spend our money on. So before I get into this section here, I'm going to flip it over to this one here. I'm going to start off by listing my needs. So my needs come from my goals that I set in my budget. So when I'm setting goals before I even start my journey, I have a sense of what are my needs and my expenses in my budget. So need number 1 that I need to survive is rent. And here it says why. Just don't mind this why, and let's make this a section where you're gonna write the amount right now. So need rent. Let's say for example your rent, you're living in an outside building in a granny flat, a nice place, and it is 4,000 Rand, which covers utilities. So it covers your electricity and your water. I'm just making an example, guys, don't come for me. So rent, let's say it is 4,000 Rand in rent. Next need is transportation. So let's say you are using public transport to go to work, and a month you spend 2,000 on transport. And then another need is food. And on food, let's say you spend 3,000 Rand. Okay, and this includes takeout as well. And lastly, let's put in Wi-Fi. And on Wi-Fi, let's say the Wi-Fi is 300 Rand. Okay, so this is what we're gonna work with for now as your needs. We're just gonna make a basic budget. I don't want to be too hefty. I'm going to do a video where we look at like more expenses. So how much are we working with here? So if I take 4,000 Rand plus 2,000 Rand plus 3,000 Rand plus 300 Rand, it's 9,300 Rand in your needs. So your needs are costing you 9,300 Rand. Now if we take the total income of 17,000 Rand, so 17,000 Rand is what we're working with, subtracted from the 9,300 Rand, 17,000 minus 9,300 Rand, you are left with 7,700 Rand to work with. So let's put it there. So 7,700 is what's remaining. Okay, so now what are your goals? So goal number one for you, let's say for example, is to pay off your debt. So we're gonna go debt, and let's say on your debt you put in 1,300 Rand a month as a minimum payment. That's a required minimum payment for whatever debt you have in total. And also you're trying to save for a car because you're done with public transport and you just want to save for a car. So save for a car, and how much you're putting in for a car, let's say it's 2,000 a month in your savings. Okay, so in total you are working with 3,300 Rand in your goal category. So basically your goal number one is to pay off your debt, and your goal number two is to buy a car. Okay, and then how much is remaining now? So if I take the 7,700 Rand and I minus it from the 3,300 Rand, I now have 4,400 Rand left. 4,400 Rand. Okay, so now with this 4,400 Rand, I'm going to look at my wants. So let's move on to the next section over here, which has wants on it. I'm just going to close a window. I don't understand what's that noise. I think it's a car. Okay, so now you take that 4,400 Rand and you minus your wants. So wants number one is hair. I'm going to make sure your hair is done. And let's say your hair costs you 600 Rand a month to do braids like me. Okay, and then want number two is nails. And let's say your nails cost you 350 for just a gel polish. Okay, another want is lunch date or dinner date with your friends or your boyfriend or your girlfriend or whatever it is. And let's say for your lunch dates that you are budgeting is another 600 Rand. Okay, and let's say your want number four, it is your entertainment at home, which will be Netflix. And then let's say your Netflix costs you 100 Rand, like me. So in total, how much are your wants? So if we take 600 plus 350 plus 600 plus 100 is 1,650. That is the total cost of your wants. 1,650, which means if push comes to shove, if things had to go bad, you have 1,650 that you can use extra for your wants. But because you also do want to live, you are going to put money into your wants because that is also important. So 1,650 in total for your wants. So now if we minus that from the 4,400 Rand, you still have 2,750 Rand remaining. Now this is where things happen. So let me write it down. 2,750 Rand. Let me tell you something, a lot of people don't know what they end up doing with this. My uncle has asked me to e-wallet him 500 Rand. I had to send money home for I don't know what. I bought shoes. I went I went with a friend somewhere, and we ended up buying food at Woolies that I didn't need, but I do have it as well at home. But because it looked like there was a special at Woolies too for whatever, I ended up buying that. A lot of things happen here that a lot of people don't know we did this end up going. And now this is where the zero-based budget has helped me. So when I look at my remaining, I ask myself, what am I going to do with this money? Because it's not just going to sit on my accounts, otherwise I'll just keep swiping away. What are my goals again? My goals are to pay off debt and to save for the future. Okay, so what are the other things that I'm trying to save for, and how much can I put in extra into my debt? So if I have a look, this 1,300 Rand of minimum payments that I've paid for my debt, let's say for example student loans or a personal loan that I currently have, how much did they put in interest and how much actually was put into my loan? Let's say for example 700 Rand went into interest and the rest went to the loan. So now out of this remaining amount, let me take a 1,000 and transfer it into my loan. So let's write it down. So out of this, we've got debt, and we're going to put a 1,000 Rand. So 2,750 minus 1,000. Now I'm left with 1,750. Now let's have a look at more savings. So of course my primary saving is for that car, but let's be honest, I also love Christmas. So let's create a sinking fund for Christmas. And for my sinking fund, I'm going to put in 500 Rand for Christmas. So minus 500 Rand. Now I'm left with 1,250. Another goal of mine is to build an emergency fund. So let's create another sinking fund for my emergency fund, or start a challenge. Use the 52 envelope challenge, whatever it is. And this month on my sinking fund, on my emergency fund, I'm going to put in 450. Whether you're using the 52 envelope challenge or you're using the snowball effect or whatever it is, it will tell you how much you need to put in. That's how much you put in. So let's say minus 450. Okay, so now I'm left with 800 Rand. Let's take 200 Rand and put it into a miscellaneous envelope. Miscellaneous 200 Rand. So now if I need bread or something came up and I need to use money, we went past a toll gate and I contributed money, I don't know, whatever it is. So minus 200 Rand. So now I'm left with 600 Rand. This 600 Rand, I don't know what I'm going to do with it, so let me put it into my main goal, which is to save for a car. So let me transfer it into my car fund. So car fund is another sinking fund of yours, your main goal, and you're going to put in 600 Rand. Now how much is left? So if we minus the 600 Rand that has went to the car fund is 0. So now you are left with 0 rands to work with. And all your money has went to all your needs, your wants, your goals, and what's important to you. This is an example of a budget that is important to you, that is catered to you, that is personalized to you, and that will work for the future. So I really hope this video was informative and you learned a few things and also you enjoyed it. That was episode 1 of the money talks, which we covered what is a zero-based budget, a cash envelope system, and obviously magic happens when you combine both methods, which is what I have been doing. It has worked for me. Of course, you know yourself, if you feel like you don't want to have an envelope dedicated to Christmas, emergency fund, miscellaneous, car fund, because you feel like you live with your uncle and your cousins and a lot of people that will steal your money, then absolutely don't do it. Open a different account and have those categories in your account where you can save your money. But for me, I'm not worried about things like that. So I use cash and it has worked for me. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Please do comment down below if there's anything else you would like me to talk about. But on the next episode, we're going to be looking at our variable and fixed expenses, sinking funds, and the 2 payoff debt methods that I vouch for, which is the avalanche method and the snowball method as well. Don't forget to enter the giveaway because it would be nice for you to win the prize. But also, I would love to meet a whole lot of new people. So when you tag your friends, a lot of your friends will get to see to get some financial literacy for free on YouTube, and also tell them to subscribe as well. Bye.